It comes in white and yellow. What I want to know on the comment section, which is your preferred brand of the Garri, white or yellow, and tell us why. People like Welcome to Reflector Television on YouTube and on Facebook. Please, if you've not subscribed on our YouTube channel, please do so. And if you've not followed us on Facebook, please, we beg you to follow us on Facebook. Also like and share all our content. Right. On this edition, we are going to show you how Garri, this is Garri, a processed product from cassava. And you know, cassava is a rich source of carbohydrate and energy-giving food. So Garri is an energy-giving food. Garri is found in every household in Nigeria, from Calabar to Edo and almost all the southeastern states in Nigeria. You're going to find a household that stores, buy Garri in bulk in their houses. That is how important this product is to the average Nigerian. In this edition, we're going to talk you through the process on which this Garri is being in white and yellow. What I want to know on the comment section, which is your preferred brand of the Garri, white or yellow, and tell us why. From the point this cassava is being uprooted from the farm, that is the harvest of the cassava, to when this Garri is processed, is not less than 24 hours. It's not less than 24 hours. And the process is very interesting. Most farmers in this locality plant, harvest, and process the Garri. And when they uproot the cassava, they process it to different products. Garri is one of them. Garri is one of them. There is fufu, there is tapioca, and there is farina. And lately, most people are also processing it into cassava flour to use for bread and all the rest of them. But in this edition, we are interested in the Garri, how Garri is being processed and how it is bagged to the market. Now let's begin. Is the uprooting of the cassava, and it is when it has gotten to maturity. There are different maturity rates for the cassava, from 6 to 8 months, depending on the species and when it is being planted. And moreover, let me tell you, cassava and the processing of its product is a very lucrative business. And if you're looking into investing, making an investment in this season, please, you can choose to invest in cassava and in Garri, more especially if you have a land that you have not developed. And so when the farmers uproot this cassava, they bring it to their households, they bring it to their compound. And it's an interesting time when you see them peel this cassava. It's like an informal meeting, informal family or compound meeting, neighborhood meeting. It's a fine time to meet together, but this time the peeling of the cassava brings them together. That's to show brotherliness. It shows brotherliness, brotherhood. Sometimes total strangers also join them in the peeling of this cassava. They peel the cassava, get it ready, and after the peeling of the cassava, it's time to watch. The watching of the cassava is another interesting time. Most times it is done by teenagers, youths, teenagers, children in the compound. This big bowl, this big black bowl is gotten. The cassava is inside. They pour enough water in it, and these children use their leg to watch. Before you know it, you have a clean cassava tube. Clean cassava tube, white. Wow, very interesting. You can imagine, just as I said, white and yellow Garri. The cassava is white. How come it becomes yellow? Keep watching this video. You will find out why we have yellow and white Garri. Now the cassava is washed by the children. It's time for grinding. Now the grinding also shows one of Africans' technology. I told you Garri is found in every household. It is not imported. Garri is one of the food that is not imported in this country. Rather, it is being exported. So it's something we should look into for export, not just for internal consumption. The kind of Garri being produced, we can begin to think of export. Yes, so it's not imported. So now it's I talked of importation because of the local fabricated machine being used for the grinding of this cassava product. Now it's time for grinding. After the grinding process, this is when the Garri changes color. At this point, the owners will decide whether we want white Garri or yellow Garri. Now, the difference is the addition of palm oil. No other thing is the palm oil. Palm oil. They add palm oil to this Garri and it becomes this color. I'm actually holding a yellow Garri, not a white Garri. Yellow Garri is my favorite, but I grew up in my childhood days eating white Garri. Now, palm oil is added to this grounded Garri, and they do a little bit of turning, stirring, mixing, diffusion, osmosis now takes place. After they've done that, they now bag the Garri. The Garri is being bagged into sack bags. Now, this process is somehow a dehydration process to remove excess water and to remove harmful content in the Garri. You know, cassava has some harmful content. So at this point, they allow it to ferment. Yes, they allow it to ferment. They allow it to dehydrate so that all of the harmful content will dry off through the process of pressing. And after it has been bagged into sack, they move it to the pressing session. The pressing, the local farmers here call it pressing. I don't know what name you should call it, pressing or dehydration. They put it there, but for me, I think it's dehydration and allowing it to farm out properly. Is even at this point of dehydration, the cassava is allowed to rest, because from the moment it was uprooted to the peeling to the washing, the cassava has no time to rest at that time. So, but at this point, after it to the grinding. So after the grinding, it has time to rest a bit, to dehydrate and to ferment. Now, so that so that all of the harmful contents and excess water used during the grinding process contained, you know, I don't think there is no addition of water, but the water is found from maybe during the washing, it's not well dry. So by the time there is still water in the cassava. So at this point, it has to dehydrate, ferment. All the harmful contents are being removed, from the cassava, then allowed to rest from that 9 hours. So, you know, farmers around here, the schedule of movement for this cassava procession takes, like, they go to the farm as early as 6. By 12 o'clock, they return. And they start to peel immediately. I think I will ask questions why they do that immediately, or why don't they allow their time for rest. But they don't rest. They come, people gather, and from that 12, you begin to see them peel this cassava till about 6. From 6, it's time for grinding. They begin to grind this cassava late till 9 p.m. And then the owner of the machine, more so you should know that this grinding place is not free. They pay for it, and it depends on the number of bags that you have, and cost differs. So at this point, they get it there. It's left for the owner alone to do the bagging, to press. So he sets his machine, just a jack, a cat jack, and a locally made structure, and they use it to press and dehydrate this cassava product. So this thing is allowed to rest till the dawn. The following morning, the cassava is now moist, a bit dry, but not too dry. It still has moist. You can feel it, and still looks somehow on the cassava. The Garri is not ready. At that point, the Garri is not ready. If you put it in hot water, it will just dissolve. God is wonderful. I don't know how Africans got this technology, but it's wonderful. No, because if at that point when the Garri has dried, he thought the product is dry, he thought it's Garri. No, if you put it in an hot water, it will just dissolve. This is another interesting moment again. The regathering of the informal meeting during the peeling. Now they gather as family. It's an informal family and community meeting. A lot of stories. If you want to hear gist, come there. And sometimes some people use it as an opportunity to educate people. You know, one time there was one lady that was teaching people. She's an undergraduate in law. She said, I was just smiling. I eavesdropped. Yes, I eavesdropped. I live in a neighborhood where this thing happened. I was just laughing and saying, wow, I hope these people she's educating understand and they will use this information rightly. Yes. Okay. She was actually telling them about tenancy. She was teaching them tenancy law. That was interesting. Okay. So they gather with a sieve. Now this time around, they want to sieve and remove some chaff, because after the sieving, you see some not well grounded cassavas, and some of the cassava stem, some of the cassavas that some people peeled, that all of the backs were not removed. So you begin to see them there. They come out, and those things too are not waste. They could be animal feeds. So at that point, after the sieving, it's now the frying. Wow. The frying is now a bit technical, and the frying is about the cross. It is when we get this finished product. The frying gives us this finished product. That at this product, if you boil water and you put it in water, it will now solidify. And the durability, how long your garri will stay, is determined by the frying process. I once asked somebody, madam, how can I learn? She said, no, as you are seeing me, you are learning. The whole thing is, come and take this frying stick, sit by the firewood. This is the garri, start turning, start turning, start turning, start turning. Make sure the garri does not stick. Yes, the garri does not stick in the frying pan. So you make sure you loosen it up, loosen it up, loosen it up. Because if you just leave it, it will keg. They will all come together, they will stick together. But the frying process, you just loosen it up, because individually they should just get dry. They should just get dry. They should just get dry like this. This one is smelling well. Yes. So it takes a lot of technicality, and it takes a long hour to stay by that firewood. It does. I give kudos to these women that do all of these things. Yes, I give kudos to all of them. I just pray that God will bless them, and they will do it better, so that it could be more lucrative. I think that it's a business opportunity that people need to be skilled in. You know, some of them just do it to eat at home. When things are a bit difficult, they just sell. But if they decide to use it to be business, it's going to be very lucrative for them. So that's how our garri, this fine product, is being processed. Like I said earlier, if you're looking for a place to do investment, I think you should try cassava farming and cassava processing. You'll make a lot of money from there. So if this is your first time of seeing us, seeing Reflector TV, please subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. We have interesting content here, and we intend to create more interesting content. Please like, share, and comment, so you will see us in our next video.